Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Jason Phillips. He's a Simpson County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Joanna.
Now, Jason, fall is a great time of year to take your family fishing or maybe just to go out and enjoy nature yourself.
It is.
And some people might be intimidated if they've never been fishing before. But today you're going to kind of give us some basic information about how you and your family might could go out and fish.
Exactly. Yeah, we just want to tell people how, if you're going to get started fishing, what gear that you would need to go out and take your family fishing. And of course, you would need to buy a fishing license if you're above a certain age.
Okay, so you want to make sure to follow all Kentucky regulations.
Exactly. And there is a weekend, too, that you can fish for free. But yeah, follow all your Kentucky regulations. Check your guide would be first.
Okay.
We've done that. Now let's talk about what gear you might get.
Okay, and so we have some different rod and reels here. So let's talk about some of these.
Okay, for what I would call a beginner would be a closed face reel like this. This is Zebco 404, but there's a lot of different types. Closed face would be what you'd start with. And then we've got an open face reel here. And then and that would be considered intermediate. And then we've got a bait caster, which would be for more advanced.
Okay. All right. So for just a beginner, one of these. A beginner,
we would probably advise you to go out and purchase one of these. Not too terribly expensive.
Now, a lot of times people say, well, what do I even fish for?
Well, you can see how we kind of have this one rigged up with a bobber. So I'll just undo this real quick. So we got a bobber, and you would actually hook the bottom also.
And so this is a fixed bobber.
It is.
And so you just fish at a certain depth.
At a certain depth. So if you want to fish that deep, from the bobber to the hook, you would set the bobber, and you can slide it up and down the line, and it'll adjust. But regardless, you'll need some split shot weights. These small weights that you see here referred to as split shots, and they just clamp onto the line with a pair of needle nose pliers. You'd probably want to take those with you, because if you catch a fish, also you'll need to get the hook out of his mouth, and we want to be safe, and pliers are the best way to do that. So we really need those split shot weights on our line, though, because if there's any wind or current, whatever your bait is going to float up to the top, and you're probably not going to catch a fish.
Okay.
You need something to hold that bait down. And I would recommend night crawlers. If you're going to go the live bait route, night crawlers will catch just about anything, whether it be bluegill, crappie, bass, all the game fish, really, catfish. Night crawlers are great for catfish.
Now let's talk about the hook, because you have several hooks out here, and I think that's important to know.
It is important, because you need to, at least if you're targeting small fish, especially bluegill, have a really small mouth, and so you need to use an appropriate hook. This is a pretty small hook we have here, but honestly, this would probably be a good crappie hook. And you could catch bluegill on this, but I may even go one size smaller than this particular hook.
Now you have this really big hook here, so what am I fishing for if I have this big hook?
So if you decide you want to go after bass, and you want to go the artificial route, we've just got a regular worm here. This is a popular color. It's called Blue Fleck. This is just a straight-tailed worm. A lot of people like a curly-tailed worm. But this larger hook, this weight would go on your line, and then you'd, of course, tie your hook on and rig the worm up Texas style. And this is how a great way to fish for bass. Now, you don't just cast this out and reel it. It's lift and drop, just a slow retrieve. And when you feel the fish tap it, you jerk. Set the hook. Pretty easy to rig up. And there, the tip is just barely out of the worm. The worm's straight. you'll catch fish on this.
All right. Well, Jason, I know that people might be excited to go out and enjoy fishing, and you've kind of given us the basics of what they need to go out and enjoy fishing. Now, we also have some recipes, so when you catch that fish, we have some great recipes available at the Extension office. So just contact your local Extension office, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.